Lots of big new movies are set to hit theaters this fall. I'm Audra Stafford, and coming up on California Life, I'll have a sneak peek.
Hi everyone, I'm Heather Dawson, and it's a pleasure bringing you the best of California every week on our show. Hollywood's finest strutted their stuff on the red carpet at the Primetime Emmy Awards.
From big-budget superhero blockbusters to long-awaited remakes and sequels, lots of new movies are set to hit theaters this fall. Here are a few of the highlights.
He said the age of heroes would never come again.
Cyborg, The Flash, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Batman are teaming up for one of the fall's most highly anticipated movies.
Come together.
Superman will also make his big return in Justice League. The only question is how. The answer when Justice League opens November 17th. Everyone's favorite hammer-dropping hero is also back this fall in Thor Ragnarok.
Yes!
Fans are especially excited about his epic battle with the Hulk.
He's a friend from work. Oh, come on.
Find out who comes out on top when Thor Ragnarok hits the big screen November 3rd.
I've taken a solemn oath to form the secret ninja force.
The Lego Ninjago movie is expected to be one of the biggest family movies this fall. It's in theaters right now.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Maybe.
You know that feeling? Like there's a song in the air and it's playing just for you?
And Pixar's Coco, about a young boy's dream of making music, is in theaters November 22nd.
So close.
This is the United States Drug Enforcement Agency. We are ordering you to land.
Hi, boys.
Tom Cruise stars as real-life pilot, drug runner, and eventual informant Barry Seal in American Made.
I was working for the CIA, the DEA, and Pablo Escobar.
Look for it in theaters September 29th.
1,500 kilos, Barry. In one go.
Get it done.
You're a cop. I did your job once. I was good at it.
This fall, sci-fi fans will finally get the Blade Runner sequel they've waited more than 30 years to see.
I know.
Harrison Ford returns in Blade Runner 2049 in theaters October 6th.
Today marks the beginning of a new age. Wait, I'm gonna show you. Say goodbye to the Kingsman.
And in theaters right now, another star-studded follow-up.
Welcome to Statesman.
As your American cousins, we'll be working side by side.
Kingsman, The Golden Circle stars Colin Firth, Julianne Moore, Halle Berry, Jeff Bridges, and Channing Tatum.
American.
Again, these are just a few of the movies set to hit theaters this fall. Weigh in on your favorites at CaliforniaLifeHD.com. Bringing you the best of entertainment, I'm Audra Stafford for California Life.
Any expert will tell you it all starts with fresh, never frozen beef.
For me and at Applebee's, we want to start with the best raw product possible. So we use all fresh, never frozen beef. Super important because that gives you the best flavor and the most amount of juice.
The next step is all about what you use to cook the beef.
Make sure that we sear and smash on a either cast iron pan or saute pan. To me, the worst thing you can do is put a burger on an outdoor grill. It usually overcooks the burger and it makes it super dry.
Chef Steven also suggests smashing the ingredients together in the skillet to infuse the flavors together. And when it comes to the bun,
don't be afraid of any different bread types out there. What I use a brioche bun, which to me enhances the flavor of the burger. It's got a little more egg and a little bit more butter than normal, and it gives a really nice soft eating experience. It doesn't compete with flavors on the burger.
Check out Applebee's.com for more burger inspiration.
And after the break, did you know teens who have dinner with their families at least 5 times per week are 86% less likely to smoke, drink alcohol, or try marijuana, and are more likely to get better grades? Well, our next guest is here to talk about the hour that matters most. And get ready to Viva Las Vegas. Plus, we catch up with a NASCAR driver heating up the tracks. It's all coming up next when we come back right here on California Live. Well, our next guest first began making fix and freeze meals for her family in 1986 and co-founded Dream Dinners. She's here to talk about a new book, The Hour That Matters Most, and the surprising power of the family meal. Now, here at California Life, we're happy to welcome our in-studio guest, the New York Times bestselling author, Stephanie Allen. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And I have to tell you that I'm a fan of the book. It's perfect for somebody like me. I'm busy, I have 3 girls, I'm married, I work, and I don't always have time to research all the things that I need to do as a mom. But when I saw this, I thought, you know what? I can do that. I can sit down with my family for an hour. And we did. We went over the book. I mean, are you finding that from a lot of the people that read the book?
It's really fun. The feedback has been phenomenal. I think that's what put us on the New York Times bestseller list, is that this is just practical how-to. You know, there's a lot of articles written, a lot of books written about why you should eat at home and why you should have that home-cooked dinner. But we actually wrote a manual for how-to.
And you were telling me, too, that some of these kids, you know, now they're grown up and they've done all these studies that truly that's what they want. They want to be with us. They want to be with the family. They feel close to the family. And we just had all those statistics about how it helps them with their grades. It keeps them out of trouble. I mean, it's pretty profound.
It really is. 73% of teenagers in America say they're at their happiest when they're with their family. They might not always act that way, but they want to be with their family. Kids want to be anchored. They want to be grounded. And, you know, making that time to sit down at the dinner table gives them a place to anchor to the family. Those family values that get caught, you know, not taught, but really caught, that happens around the dinner table.
And I know I was telling you earlier, too, like, you know, here I am. I'm like, oh, we're going to do this book. And here's my 7-year-old. She's tipping back in her chair. And I flip right to the tip on when your child is flipping back in their chair, you know, here's a tip, you know, make them stand for the rest of the meal. And little things that are kind of fun. So they were laughing and joking, or even just the last one to the table, you know, is the server.
Yes.
I mean, those are just, I mean, how did you come up with all these different tips and advice?
Well, they're all practical. There's things that we grew up with. We worked with the family psychologist to get these advice of story. And we wrote them in a story. You know, it's not just a whole book of tips and advice, but it's stories. It's things that actually work, that have worked in our families. It's the way we raised our kids. And they're common sense, you know, manners, just little things like manners that you forget to teach that are really important, even to a toddler. We created Dream Dinners so that people could have that home-cooked dinner. The book is just a complement to that. So now that you have the home-cooked dinner, how do we actually get that really great dinner time, that dinner experience? But at Dream Dinners, you're assembling your dinners. You're using fresh, whole, you know, great ingredients, and you're making it yourself. So if you like lots of garlic, you add lots of garlic, or if you don't like olives, you leave them out. If your kids don't eat capers, you can put it on half. But you know, the package together really works to complete our mission, that priority to sit down at the dinner table.
You know, and another thing that I saw in here that I just thought was so interesting was just how, you know, parents may not know their kids as well as they think we do. I mean, my whole life are my kids, and I go to all their activities, and we did the little quiz on, you know, do we know their 6 closest friends? You know, yeah, we know what they did today, but do you know more? Do you know the parents? And are you hearing that people are doing the quizzes and going, gosh, maybe I need to spend more time talking about this?
Exactly, yes. There's a lot of communication skills that we can learn and we can teach at the dinner table. Some of the best manners you can learn are being a good communicator.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. I think it's a
Thank you.
great concept, and like I said, it was the one book that I picked up in my pile of all the pitches that come to the show, and I really got something out of it.
That's
so,
wonderful.
So glad you could
we
be our
help.
guest today.
Thank you.
And coming up next here on California Live, as we continue to show you the best of California, but now in entertainment. And Vegas is known as the backyard playground for Californians. Audra Stafford will show us why. Stay with us. Well, Vegas is known as the backyard playground for Californians, and Audra Stafford shows us why.
When Californians want to get away without going too far away, many of them head to Las Vegas to enjoy the fabulous hotels, world-renowned restaurants, and first-class entertainment. And one show that's really making a splash on the Strip is the Winslow Rev.
An aquatic spectacular in the round, which you're not going to get anywhere else.
And performer David Underwood should know.
You've been with this show since the beginning.
Since the beginning, so 2004.
In Belgium.
In Belgium, then we came here in December 2004.
So who better to show me around?
This is the theatre. This is one of our biggest backstage areas. We have tree shoes, net shoes, flyman shoes, iguana feet.
I would imagine it would be difficult to move in these.
Yeah, these guys are in the pool most of the time. These are kind of like flippers or fins.
Okay.
You'll see them swim around the pool at the beginning.
And these two must also hold up each other, which is why they practice a lot.
We do a lot of flying stuff and people coming down from the ceiling. That's like 95 feet to the top, 95, 100 feet, but we drop in the show 80.
So when you're dropping, you're dropping in a harness?
No, we free fall.
Because Le Rev is performed in the round, there really isn't a bad seat in the house.
We're so close to the audience, you can see the reaction from them. And that's what keeps you coming back every day, because you get a new audience member, you get a chance to kind of touch. So it's the audience is why we're here.
I'm Audra Stafford for California Live.
Well, he's one of the hottest drivers in NASCAR, and our very own JR Ibarra caught up with Brad Keselowski with some vital tips that could help us on the road. JR?
Well, thanks, Heather, and welcome, everybody. Today, we're joined with a special guest. He's one of the top drivers in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, the driver of the Miller Lite Blue Deuce, as well as the Discount Tires Double Deuce in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. From Penske Racing, he is Brad Keselowski. Brad, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Brad, I first want to talk about your season so far. It's amazing to think that just back in the summer you were involved in a testing accident that fractured your ankle. Most people thought your hopes for a championship would be dashed, but since that time you've won a couple of races, you've had a couple of podiums, and now you're in the chase for the championship. Explain all of that.
You know, we've just been surging ahead. You know, having an injury was not going to be an excuse for not running well in my mind. We're just going to keep pushing and see what we could do, see if we couldn't win races, and we've been very fortunate enough to be able to execute at a very high level here in the Cup Series and get that job done.
Brad, let's switch gears here. As part of your association with Discount Tires, who's your sponsor on the Nationwide Series, you're part of a new initiative where you're helping the everyday driver be more tire safety aware. Talk about that.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I'm holding two important gauges to being tire smart. One is a simple little tire pressure gauge that you can get at most tire stores and convenience stores. And the other is something you've probably seen before, just a simple penny. Probably got one sitting in your car. So I'll show you two things we do with these two gauges. One, we take this penny, we'll put it in our tire and just check our tire tread depth. Here you can see, if you can see the Lincoln's head, you got problems. Probably need a new tire. You get it checked out. Here on this side, you can see we have plenty of tread, so this would be good. So that's a simple way of checking your tread depth before you ever start. The other simple thing is obviously with this tire pressure gauge. We'll reach down here and check our tire pressure by taking off this cap, and we'll push this gauge on there. And this white bar will come out. This white bar will give you a tire pressure reading that corresponds with a number that should be inside your door on your passenger car, and it'll tell you what tire pressure your car should safely operate at. Now, if you're too low, a couple different things can happen. Your tire can wear out too quick, like this one has, or, probably even worse for most people, gas mileage goes way down. Nobody wants to spend more money on gas than what you have to. So 2 simple tips to help you out and help you check your tires and be tire smart.
Now, this is something really simple to do, and when you consider the results where you can save gas, where you can save money, and possibly save a life, it's all worth the effort.
You know, if you're intimidated by it, very simple. You can go to America's Tire, a discount tire in your local area, and they'll check them for you for free.
Now, as everyday drivers, we take our tires for granted, but you in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series get the chance to swap out tires every 35 laps or so. We don't have that luxury, but yet this small step can really make a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. It can make a big difference and could save your life.
Now, Brad, how can people find out more information about this?
You can go to betiresmart.org and check it out.
Okay, Brad, we wish you all the best, and I'm sure it's not too far-fetched to think that we'll see you in victory circles sometime soon.
For many of us, learning math and science was a complicated and difficult journey, comprised of staring at a blackboard with all sorts of complicated equations. But now, some students in Southern California are using devices like this for an interactive experience in the classroom.
Even that's too much. How about point? This is the future, and this is the way the classroom is going to be headed someday.
Someday, perhaps, but the future is now for a growing number of California classrooms that are already using this advanced learning technology. The system is called the TI Inspire Navigator from Texas Instruments, and it's comprised of handheld calculator-like devices for students that are connected to the teacher via a wireless network. That creates a unique interactive experience for students trying to tackle tough subjects like algebra and geometry.
We're talking about the Nintendo generation here. They're playing Game Boys and Xbox, and they eat this stuff up. They love being able to work with this technology. It's the same math. It's just taught in a different medium, if you will. It's like painter would paint in like chalk or pastels. This is just teaching in a different kind of medium.
The TI Inspire Navigator allows the teacher to send assignments, problems, and tests all digitally directly to students and their handheld devices.
It's attached to the teacher's calculator, and we submit our answers to his calculator, which is live up on the board.
It sent entire tests, it sent quizzes, or just, little mini classwork type activities.
And the TI Inspire Navigator is not only helping teachers, but it's proving to be popular with students as well.
It saves time, and we can actually get to doing the lesson quicker and faster. If this was in all of my classes, I would look forward to going to school every day.
But that fun can be a little pricey, especially in these tough economic times. Many school districts may not have the extra funds to get the TI Inspire Navigator, but Washburn says with a little footwork, teachers can find the resources through grants and other avenues.
I just want to encourage them out there. There's money out there. If this is something you want to do, you just need to knock on the right door and ask for it.
And Washburn says classroom technology like this is becoming a necessity for schools to compete.
If they want to see their test scores go up and compete with other schools like Texas and New York, they're going to have to start investing.
Teachers, administrators, students, and parents who are interested in learning more about the TI Inspire Navigator can go to education.ti.com to check out the latest in handheld classroom technology. It may be the edge your school has been looking for. Bringing you the best of California, I'm David Wiley for California Life.
A woman's body goes through a lot in a lifetime, from puberty to pregnancy to menopause.
Women really start to get accustomed to what's normal for them through the decades.
Dr. Alyssa Dweck is a gynecologist and author on a mission to help women feel comfortable talking about their health.
In the 30s, women may be planning on families or prevention of pregnancy, hormonal changes, exercise, nutrition.
Dr. Dweck says those hormonal changes can lead to health issues like infections.
One of the most common things I'll see is women concerned about yeast infection. Not all infections are yeast, and therefore it's important that women come in, especially if they're having symptoms for their first time.
But for women who commonly deal with this, she recommends an over-the-counter option.
I often will recommend Monistat, which relieves symptoms 4 times faster than the leading prescription.
For more information, go to monistat.com.
And that wraps it up for us this week. If you missed any part of our show, go to our website, californialifehd.com. We'll see you next time.
Watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our social media, where we bring you the best of California.